Hello and welcome. I am Flat Cap Callum, and these are bets for Thursday, the 15th of September. I am hoping you are all very, very well. I appreciate if you are watching this just after upload. It is a very late hour, and I do apologise. I haven't just been chilling and faffing about. I have been working hard the last few hours to try and put this together. And I hope you'll appreciate when you see the bets, it's taken a bit of time. I'm also really conscious, for those of you who've stayed up late to watch it, you're now going to spend a little bit of time putting these on. So although there are 5 bets for tomorrow, I've tried to keep it not too complicated, basically, in terms of how complicated it is to put on. But yeah, on paper it was a good day tomorrow, and I found a lot of value I like. I've walked past a couple of races as well that probably people might expect to be on that aren't on. And yeah, I think for those of you that watch this channel because you like decent prices, whether or not that impacts the outcome or not, you're probably going to quite enjoy what I'm going to put on the screen on this video, because yeah, we got some decent prices knocking about in all the bets today. So it's 5 bets, £30. Before I do that, I'll do a quick review of yesterday. So you say yesterday, today, or today, yesterday. I'll do a review of the 14th. This is the review of Wednesday the 14th. It was 10 on, 14.39 back. So I got it a small profit. Now we've been on a right run, we've been on a losing run. So we've there's a little win, so that's fine. But the run we've been on most recently has been the teaser run, where it started off really well and then we've fallen at the last hurdle. You kind of could call that with these bets, but you also could say it was really darn unlucky because it didn't flop at the last leg. We just didn't quite get the decent win at the last leg. So what did we have? This bet, Company Minx non-runner. Then Shara backed in 7-2 and one just like got on the line there, one but backed in 7-2, so half the price, no rule 4. Rhythm drifted and wasn't far away really. It was very close to being 5th. I think 4th was paying out, but it ultimately was 7th, if that can catch my drift. And then the last one there, Danny's Angel. I know a lot of people would have gotten a decent price, particularly 365 last night, 40-1, 50-1, and some people did extra places. It got right back in, it drifted back up, and there was a comment on there, on the video last night, or this morning, I can't remember when it was, the actual comment. And I said I felt like 14 to 16 to 1 was the true price. It SP'd at 16s and came second. It was only beaten by the favourite, and it kind of got a bit of a funny ride. So yeah, I would say it was a bit unlucky, and unfortunately the difference is we got £14 return today on channel selections, on prices and stake. That coming first versus second would have been £106 return rather than 14. We are in a slim margins game, folks. So yeah, we got a place double with a non-runner on there, so that was the profitable one, bet 1. Bet 2, Here's Sadie was 1 out the places. Shara won, as we know. Rhythm wasn't too far away but was out, and then Hostery was a bit disappointing. So a little bit back there on bet 2. And then in the combination doubles, we had a non-runner with a close, but the non-runner with Danny's Angel second meant we got a bit of a return on that one. So all in all, it was close to being a really, really nice day, and a day that we would have very much enjoyed, I'm sure, to have a £100 return off a £10 bet, but wasn't to be. So what have we got for Thursday the 15th? Let me check myself. So the first thing to flag on Thursday the 15th, I've got no horse in the 142 Pontefract, which is definitely a race some people look at. It's a decent field size handicap. From a structure point of view, it's there in terms of, it's over 16 runners, which is always a helpful marker to have. The reason I've left it is, if you look at the betting now, it's one of those races where I probably would have a bet tomorrow on it nearer the time, but right now I wouldn't touch it, because 6th favourite, we're paying 5 places here, but 6th favourite is 7-1. It's a really, really open field, and I think there's nothing that stand out to me in the shorter end of the market that's worth taking a go with a shorter one, and there's nothing in the higher end that I thought was worth a risk at the price. So tomorrow, and you'll get the better price with Bet 365 tonight, definitely. but I wasn't going to put a bet out just solely based on one bookmaker's prices. So it's one of those ones. Tomorrow you'll see sixth favourite will be more like 10, 11 to 1, I should imagine, when it actually gets just before the race. But 7 to 1, sixth favourite, you're paying 5 places. So even if you've got one of the top 6, you're not guaranteed, and it's 7 to 1. It's just, you'll see compared to the prices I've gone for, I didn't like it. And the 420 at Nace, it's a big field handicap, and yeah, it was a 2-year-old one. It just looked really too open to me. I didn't like the look of it, and again, there wasn't anything at prices there. So you've got an advantage there mathematically on some of these races, but it doesn't necessarily lend itself. So if all you're doing is a maths game, then it's absolutely fine. Pick horses in those races and put them in your multiples because you've got higher chances of placing. But if you're into your reading your form and your research, I didn't like those 2 races. I've left them. Anyway, there's a ramble. Get into today's bets. This is what I have got. Okay, bet 1. This one is specifically kind of put together as it's better 365 or Coral. So you've got the same place terms as Sky Bet on this as you do with 365 and Coral, because top and bottom are no extra places. Second leg is 5 places across most bookies, but particularly 365, Coral and Sky is. And the 437 third leg is 4 places across those bookies. You've got a slightly better price with 365. If you're not putting the bet on until after 9 o'clock, you'll get best price guaranteed. The prices may well have come in. So yeah, 365 or Coral, if all you've got is Sky, it's the same place terms, but the price is a bit better with 365. So if you're putting it on tonight or first thing in the morning, 365 might be a better option. Okay, 120 Air, Time Traveller 10 to 1, 135 Yarmouth, Little Sunflower 20 to 1. Then the 437, I've split it. Zuckerberg is one bet and 25 to 1, and Manjam is the other at 20 to 1. And the 530 Chelmsford, it's a bit of a funny one, that one, because the price is way too big. I don't see that horse necessarily winning. It needs to do a lot better than it's done to win, but I do think it's massively overpriced for a place, and that's why I've put it in there. So it's 2 times 10p each way, lucky 15s. And just to flag, the reason because I've got another bet, the reason when I split stakes like this, it's because I like the race and I've liked some stuff at value, but I just think there's a lot with potential, and therefore rather than say I'm going to take 2 of those and I'm going to put them in different bets or put them in combination bets, I think the race is a bit risky, but I like the value, if that makes sense. So I kind of, where I like the race and I like the value, and I really only kind of got 2 against the field, then I'll put them in different bets and put them in combination bets. Where I think there's others that have got chances and just smaller prices, then that's when I split bet it. So hopefully that makes sense. But it's 2 lucky 15s. One's got Zuckerberg in, one's got Manjam in. Both have got the other 3 horses. That's bet 1. That's £6 your bet. Bet 2 is my Air lucky 15, but again I've got a split stake on this one. Sky is best, and then I would say next best is Paddy Power. You're losing out places on one of the races. I think if you put the bet on tonight, you'll get best price guaranteed still. So you are best price guaranteed at Air for Paddy Power. They're not best priced on all meetings, but they are at Air. But they are next best, I would say, to Sky, because I think tonight you would get Bog on that. Then next best is Coral in terms of place terms, and then 365 because the prices are better on 365. So I've ranked them for that one. So 225 Kraken Power 40 to 1. It's a big field race. I've just gone 1 in that one, and I've having a go at a price. 3 o'clock split in stake, Tilsit and Cockalorum both at 16 to 1. The 335 Costa Sara 40 to 1. Again, I'm having a go there at the price. And 520 Rum going on 10 to 1. So it's 2 times 10p each way lucky 15s. And I've put 25p each way singles on the 40 to 1 shots. So I think if you actually go through all the bets today, I've got 5 40 to 1 shots. Nothing more than that. But the first bet, I've left a single off that one. The others I've put them on because of the prices. So hopefully that makes sense. So we're 25p each way singling on those 2 on there. That's bet 2. Bet 3, Sky is best, next best 365 or Coral, similar prices. 505 Yarmouth Spirited Guest 20s, 540 Pontefract Regal Mirage 16s, the 715 Newcastle Billy Mill 22s, and the 8 o'clock Chelmsford Shyjack 18s. 20p each way lucky 15. And for this one, I've got an additional 50p each way double on the top two. They're the two, I think, not the biggest price, but they've got the best value of those four. So Spirited Guess and Regal Mirage, that's the extra double on that one. That is bet 3. Bet 4 is identical in terms of bet here. Sky best for Newcastle. So these Newcastle meeting at the Racing League, more or less all bookies are 4 places across the board, all races. Sky are 5 across the board, all places. So if you're doing Newcastle bets and you've got the option, Sky on that one, definitely. I would put the bets on with other bookmakers, but Sky if you've got the option. So we've got 545 Vindelander 20s, 615 Jean Baptiste 20s, 815 Boogie Time 28s, and the 845 Faustus 15-2. Some familiar names for regular viewers on the channel. 20p each way lucky 15, and again 50p each way double on the first two, the two I think have got the most value in. That's a bigger price. Those two have got more value in the price. So 545 and 615, that's Vindelander and Jean Baptiste, the double. And then I'm sure some of you expected me to have some complicated combination bet for, particularly for Newcastle. It was just didn't feel like the day for it. It wasn't the day for it. So I've just got a combination double on this. So Sky best, next best 365 because the prices. So we've got the 645 Neat and Dandy at 40-1 and Bring It On Boris at 8s. The 715 Billy Mill that's in the previous bet 22s and Eagle Way at 40s. It's 4 times 25p each way doubles, so all combinations of doubles, and I've got 2 25p each way singles on the 2 40-1 shots. And that makes £3 your bet. So it's only Bring It On Boris is the only horse out of all the bets on this that isn't backed single at 8-1. Everything else is either in a lucky or got an additional something on. That takes you up to £30 stake. So we are stake and a half, comfortably stake and a half on there. And that's I'd say the best range of value I've seen for quite a while in terms of you go into these things and you think, what will I find? And clearly you can see I've had a go at some prices. The last couple of days, the best price horse we had today, Dandy's Angel 33s. That was second, backed into 16s. The day before it was Mirror Mist 28s, backed into 12s. Was a rule 4 on that one. Just because the price is big doesn't mean it has less chance. Because we've had our 2 biggest prices last 2 days run well. If you come in on here today to go, what's the biggest price? There's a lot of big prices on there. So take your pick, take your fill on that. But yeah, I'm having a right go there. All right, I'll finish there so you can try and get these bets on. Golf starts in the morning if you're on those bets. Kawamura is on first off in the Italian Open. All right, I'll be back Friday morning. So these are Thursday bets. There is no video Thursday full stop because these are Thursday bets. I'll be back on Friday morning for Friday racing. All right, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this 3-night stint. This might be a fixture of the future for some days. All right, have a lovely day. Enjoy the bets. Hopefully it goes well. Bye-bye.